just thought I'd bring you up to speed on what I'm doing, because when I was filming these at home, it was really easy just to do stuff and pick up my camera as and when and talk. But obviously now I'm here, I can't. But exciting things happening. So this morning I have been working on an edit of a video. We've now got to make changes for that. Also, I worked on a video for these guys for the co-workspace. They're celebrating their 1 year anniversary this week, and I helped them make a video, and that's going to be put in one of the shops in town. Also, the good thing about being here this week is that they are digging up the road outside our house yet again. That's another good thing. I'm distanced from that this week. You know when you have an off day, when you just feel a bit kind of Well, I'm having one of those days today. If I had gone home today, I would probably just be doing that thing where I walk around and faff, and I would probably keep feeling down and maybe not do too much work. And maybe that's not a bad thing, but because I'm here in the co-work space, I feel like I have to work. Like, it's forcing me to sit in front of that computer and do the work. Since I'm feeling a bit today, I've spent a lot of time just doing tasks that don't really take much out of me, as in they don't need a creative spark of genius, but they still need to be done. And it occurred to me that if I was at home, maybe I would have tried to have perked myself up by going for a run, but obviously that's not going to happen. But I thought I would go out for a walk at lunchtime instead, so I'm in the park, bought a sandwich. There's bound to be people walking dogs, and you can't be miserable when you look at a dog, right? Well, I've definitely turned this day around. I have got stuff done. Plus, luckily, I already had in the diary a chance to meet up with a fellow freelancer, and that was really nice. I mean, any day if it involves a cream tea cannot be a failure, right? One thing I thought I'd mention today, I had an email from a guy who I've used before for freelancing, script writing, but every time over the last year that I've emailed him, he's always been busy. To be honest, I'd stopped contacting him. He sent out an email to everybody he knows. It was obvious it wasn't just me. And it said, "Hey guys, I've been working on this feature film. Hopefully it'll be here, some details. And now I'm available. And here's a reminder of some of the stuff I do," and so on and so forth. And I just thought I'd mention this because, like, don't be ashamed to do that. Like, if you've been working on certain projects for a long time, maybe you've been turning work down, referring work or whatever, just to reach out to the people who used to hire you, or even your friends and other extended sort of network, and tell them that you're available for work. Yeah, it struck me that it was a really good way of reminding people that he exists. Yeah, sometimes we can feel a bit unsure about putting ourselves forward like that, but we really should. Thursday, nice amount of work, but punctuated by going for a coffee with an accountant who is based at the co-workspace. The accountant I have, whilst they're lovely and helpful, I feel like I pay for more than I need. Like, my accounts should be pretty simple, and yet I feel I pay the same fees that, I don't know, a massive shop with lots of employees and lots of stock would pay. And don't get me wrong, I've got no problem with paying what I need to pay and what something deserves, but sometimes you're paying for stuff you just don't need. It's a bit like renting a 5-bedroom house when you live by yourself. That was a really fun night. I'm starting to really get to know people now, and also feel confident in chatting to new people as well. And I've realised that over the past few weeks, actually, there's been a lot more interaction, not just there at the workspace, but I have bumped into people in the local shops, in the park, at the school gates, and all because I've met them at the co-workspace. And that's actually a really nice feeling. Like, it might sound stupid, but that sense of community, that sense of getting to know people, sharing jokes, developing in-jokes, that's a really nice feeling, and something that I've not had for years, because I've worked for myself, and because really the only time I go out socially is if I get on a train into London and go and hang out with my best mates. And I think I'd forgotten that actually I do like socialising. It suddenly reminds me of when I first started working in an office, like when I was 21 or whatever, and how much I used to enjoy going for lunch with people, go for drinks after work. And that has ebbed away, partly because of working for myself, but partly because of becoming a parent and the limitations that that puts on your life for a bit. And it feels really good to be getting some of that back. Started today with the most boring job that I hate doing, compiling everything that my accountant needs and then sending that off for my VAT return and my end of year accounts. But it's only just gone 10 o'clock and it's all done. Definitely feels better making sure I take time out of the office. It helps when the weather's nicer. Look at that time! I basically just did a 9 to 5, which was good actually. Like, I'm not sure I'd want to do that every day. I quite like doing my 5 or 6 hours that I get while the kids are at school. So I got to do a bit extra, got loads of stuff done, made sure that the podcast was totally ready to go. It's with Kate Toon and it's flipping great. I love it. And on top of that, I also started adding and checking my Trello board for Monday. So I already have a clear idea of what I'm going to be doing first thing on Monday, which feels nice and organised. Kind of read that quite a lot, don't you? Like, write a to-do list for night before, before you go to bed, or write it for Monday on the Friday. Doesn't always happen, but feels pretty good that it did. All set up for another week being creative.